Coming up on Mountain News this morning, with school back in session, officials are tracking what illnesses are spreading and what parents should prepare for. Plus, Perry County is working to making its park system more enjoyable for folks with the creation of a new department.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning, I'm Madison Carmouche. We are just about to hit 6 o'clock this morning, and for some of you it might just be your first full week of school, but I think the weather may be on your side to make the week a little better. Let's check in with meteorologist Tim Drawbridge for a look at your forecast.
Madison, if you loved the weekend, I know you did, guess what? You're going to love the next couple of days. It is now 54 outside our door here at WYMT. And clearly, not so clear because of the fog and low clouds as you leave Perry County and head through the Cumberland Valley and get closer to the Tennessee state line. Otherwise, a lot of us here looking good. So you get over in central and southern portions of West Virginia with some fog issues out that way. If you're watching from Logan, nonetheless, Grundy. Temperature-wise, very pleasant, mid and upper 50s into the lower 60s for a lot of us. And cloud cover-wise, not much really going on right now. We have had a few waves of clouds on the overnight period. That'll persist as we head through today. So we call it sunny to partly cloudy and a high later this afternoon up to 81 in Hazard. More about your ERH First Alert 7-day forecast coming up in a few moments. Madison?
All right, Tim, thank you. With kids heading back into the classroom, healthcare professionals are tracking the spread of several illnesses. WYMT's RJ Johnson shares what parents can do to keep their kids safe and healthy.
As students head back into the classroom, so do germs.
Yeah, because everything's going around and, we're all kind of thrown back into one room again.
Primary Care Centers of Eastern Kentucky nurse practitioner Carol Sloan says they have seen several illnesses this summer.
Well, surprisingly, we've actually seen some flu this summer. Strep is always a big thing, and then you've got COVID that's actually spiking up right now. We've seen a COVID on the rise. So, of course, if they've got any fever, any symptoms at home, definitely keep an eye on that and get them checked out.
She says it is important for parents to make sure their children are aware of how to wash their hands.
But anything that's going to be shared, make sure we wipe those down. And then again, just stressing, hey, yes, this is a new place. Let's not, share drinks. Let's not, eat after everyone, kind of those things too. And like, if we're going to play with something, let's go ahead and after we get done playing, we either wash our hands or use Germ-X.
Sloan says it is also important to stay up to date on vaccinations.
If it's been a couple years, or say if you're not sure about it, always go into the provider, the pediatrician, so they can do child checks, all of that, so they can get their, make sure they're up to date on vaccinations.
Saying vaccinations can help protect your child from an illness.
It's getting ready to be flu season again, so of course flu shots are recommended, and that does help kind of maintain the flu, or if you do get the flu, your symptoms usually aren't as bad.
In Hazard, RJ Johnson, WYMT Mountain News.
Sloan says if your child does have any symptoms of an illness, to get them checked out, especially if symptoms have lasted for more than a day or if the child has a fever. Doctors say it's never too early to take your child for an eye exam. Making sure they have healthy eyes is especially important as kids head back into the classroom. Poor vision can make it difficult for kids to focus in the classroom. Matthew Butler is an optometrist with Eye Care Center in Lexington. He says whether your child is struggling to see the board from the back of the classroom or reading a book that's right in front of them, both can affect their ability to learn and could be a sign they have a vision issue.
Sometimes binocular vision issues go undetected, so if you notice any eye turns, so turning in or out, headaches when reading up close, there's a number of things, but anytime working up close gives an issue is when we generally recommend to come in.
Typically, Dr. Butler says it's recommended you bring a child in for their first eye exam between 6 and 12 months, then at ages 3 and 5 years old, once they hit first grade, and then every year after that. Even if you think your child's vision is fine, Dr. Butler says it is still important to take them in for an exam. The Perry County Fiscal Court recently announced the creation of the Department of Outdoor Recreation. The department will focus on developing and maintaining the trails and parks, as well as creating outdoor events for people in the community to enjoy. Desi Jarrell, the Director of Waterways and Outdoor Programs, says the goal of the department is to be a one-stop shop for people to come enjoy the beautiful outdoors of Perry County.
Getting kids engaged in helping build this infrastructure. I've spoken previously about just taking ownership of those things, and then being a place for our stakeholders, our business owners, landowners to come and say, hey, I want, outdoor recreation on my land. What can you guys do to help me facilitate that?
Jarrell says the department has already seen an increase in traffic that comes to Perry County parks, and she hopes they can continue to improve those numbers. One Eastern Kentucky library is hosting sign language classes. Each Thursday in August at 5:30 in the evening, people can meet at the Pike County Library's Pikeville branch to learn sign language. Library Director Maggie Salisbury says they hosted similar classes in the past and have seen the need for more people who can use sign language in the community.
In the past, we had offered an introduction to sign language, and there was a real interest in it, and we realized what a demand and need that there is for sign language in the community. So we reached out to a local interpreter that we met, and just wanted to offer classes again.
Salisbury says they are also hosting a class at the Belfry Library on Tuesdays. She says all ages are welcome to participate in the classes. Music lovers are using art to spread the word against gun violence. Saturday's Kentucky's hip hop fraternity hosted a gathering in Frankfort for Kentucky Hip Hop Days. Rappers performed songs on the big stage about putting down guns and stopping violence. The group's CEO says music can make important messages more impactful and accessible.
Good Monday to you. Hope you had a great weekend. Let's get you out the door here at 59 in Manchester, 57 at Jonesville. Up to the north is 55 in Moorhead, 56 at Ashland and Grundy, checking in at 58. All right, here is the satellite better composite. And come on, technology. Sometimes you just don't want to talk on a Monday morning, so clicker to computer and off we're going with a few waves of clouds across the Commonwealth over the last few hours. It'll be a continuing trend as we head through the day. And at the bus stop, well, check it out. Like I said, we're 54 clear here in Hazard. As we head toward the bus stop near 7 a.m., back up to 59 with some sunshine. Mid-70s at the lunch hour and topping out near 81 this afternoon in the heart of Perry County. Can we keep it going like this for the rest of the week at the bus stop? Maybe not the rest of the week, but at least the next few days. Details with your First Alert 7-day forecast coming up in a few moments. Madison.
Thanks, Tim, and thank you for joining us on Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. When we return, the weekend was heated in the world of politics with the hacking of a presidential campaign and new policy statements from the other side.